Hey, welcome to the video. In this video, I want to break down how to run Instagram follower ads if you are a coach or consultant and you're wanting to build both relevant and qualified people in your audience who are actually going to become clients. So you're not just going viral, you're not just trying to grow a page for the sake of it, you're actually trying to grow your business. So the goal of this video is pretty straightforward. First of all, I want to show you how to get highly relevant followers on Instagram for your business. Next, I want to show you how to script the content to attract the right types of followers. So we look at the messaging and the script for that, and then how to set up the ads in the simplest way possible so you can actually get this going really fast. Now, a quick note, this is actually from the IG growth funnel framework. So right now we're looking at the lead generation side of this. And if you haven't watched that video yet, then I will link it around here. You can check that video out. It's going to give you an overview of this entire process so you kind of understand where this fits in with the strategy. So first of all, if you rely solely on the algorithm to grow your business, you're going to be forever at its mercy and not have control over how many leads you're generating each day, who engages with your content, and ultimately the growth of your business. And so if you're fed up of being on that hamster wheel of kind of DMing strangers, posting endless content, maybe you make some sales and then you go through a dry spell and it's just requiring you to push and push and push, then this is going to be a game changer. For most people, their content doesn't reach enough of the right people, and it isn't scripted in a way to actually attract new followers. So even if people are seeing it, they're not really pulled in and compelled to actually want to engage further with you. And so these simple follower ads are going to blow up your reach and give you back control of the growth of your business. So as you can see, in the last 30 days, one of the accounts I'm running hit 108,000 people. And this is on a very, very small account where, organically they're reaching like 200 people with their videos. With paid advertising, we're able to reach hundreds of thousands of people. So crazy amount of reach, but then obviously what we do with that reach is what's important as well. So we do that with simple content. And right now, what has been working best is Reels, especially speaking directly to camera, because you're able to communicate a lot more effectively than doing the kind of like viral style Reels that people do. It doesn't really build that much know, like, and trust. And so these are some examples of what that kind of looks like. And then when we go into the messaging and the scripting, you can break each video down into three core components. So first of all is the hook. Who do you want to attract and what problem are they facing? This really is about hooking them in. Next is value. So this needs to be relevant to the right people and boring for everyone else. So what I mean by that is this isn't about creating viral content. It's kind of the opposite. Like we want to be speaking a specific message that delivers value to a specific type of person with a specific problem. And I'm going to go through an example in a second so you can kind of understand that in a deeper way. And what it does is it opens a loop. So it opens a loop in somebody's mind of like, okay, I have this problem. Now I'm really relevant. I'm really aware of it. Now I need to work out how I can solve that. So they're going to be more likely to take action with you. And that leads us to the last step, which is a call to action. So the call to action is pretty straightforward for these types of ads. It's to follow your page to close a loop in their mind. And I'm going to show you a specific call to action that I've used to actually do this in a slightly different way to incentivize people. So the example that I'm running right now for one of my ads is, we start off with the hook. So most coaches and consultants I speak to say they don't get enough leads and surprisingly are not getting clients from Instagram despite putting a lot of effort into the platform. So when you don't have a predictable way to sign clients and you rely on your existing audience of people who have been connected with you for a long time, each month can feel like a massive roller coaster. So if you want to get to 1K a day consistently and predictably without cold DMing strangers, posting content every single day, or relying on your existing audience, then you need to have a repeatable and scalable system in place. So what this does is it hooks them in. So I'm speaking to the audience, the problem, and then leading into the result that they can get by solving this problem. So that's like the hook. Next is the value, and I've broken this down into three sections. So first, you need to be running ads like this that speak to your ideal client and builds understanding of what you can do and how you can help them. These ads run 24/7 and will generate you leads automatically. Second, you need a few key pieces of content that go deeper into your methodology, sharing your insights, story, and results. This is going to hyper qualify people before they get on the phone with you. And third, you need a process to drive conversations into calls. For this, you need the right script to understand what the person you're speaking with is struggling with, if you can help them, and to take the next step in booking a call with you. When you have this set up, you'll be getting leads and calls coming through daily. So basically what this is doing is it's breaking down my methodology, right? So I have a methodology that consists of three main things: lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion, the IG growth funnel. And I'm just condensing these down into a couple of sentences and building relevancy. So one, this builds value in the ad itself, but this also pre-frames my offer and also the next steps for people to take from me. And then lastly, we just have this one sentence to wrap up and give a call to action. So if you give me a follow, I'll send you my crash course that breaks down how to set this up in detail, including a full script for getting calls booked from new followers. Now, I've done a lot of testing and market research with lead magnets, and this is something that draws people in a lot. I have a lead magnet that is a script for getting calls booked from new followers. So I've included that in there, and I've made an incentive to follow me. So rather than just following me for the sake of seeing my content, I'm actually going to send them a resource if they follow me. So this is going to lead into the next step, which I'm going to talk about at the end of the video, because this is really important as well. But this framework, you want to make it specific to your audience, what problems they're facing. So this is done through obviously the conversations you have with people. And if you can bullet point like kind of three key things they need to do based around your methodology, then you'll draw them in and pre-frame them for your offer down the line. So again, this isn't just about creating followers for the sake of it. This is about creating people or followers who are understanding of your offer. They know your methodology, and they actually, they want to follow your content because they're interested in what you have to say, right? So it's super, super important. So moving into the next step is launching the ads. So this is actually the more straightforward part when we're doing it this way. So once you have your content, you filmed it, you've uploaded it, you've got the captions on, looks something like this, then it's time to boost it. So when you go on the post, you'll see, either by the side or if you're on the app, you'll see it below, this boost post button, right? If you don't see this, it's because you don't have your account set up as a professional account. So you just want to go over to settings and set that up as a professional account. I'm not going to walk through that in this video because it's pretty self-explanatory. So if you go through that, then you'll come back and click boost post. Next, what you want to do is select a goal. So for the purpose of what we're doing here, we want more profile visits. So there isn't actually an option to optimize for followers. So we actually have to do the next best thing, which is more profile visits. Then we'll get prompted to select or create an audience. If you haven't created an audience before, you can do that now and it will save it for next time. But what you want to do is you want to go through, select the location. So if you're looking at one specific country or even multiple countries, so actually market to multiple countries, usually you'll select that. I've just selected Australia for this example. Interests. People always ask me about interest targeting. I always say you want it to be broad, but around a certain topic that's relevant to what you're doing. So for me, coaching is relevant to what I'm doing and the interests that relate to coaching, but it's still a broad audience, right? This audience is like 3 to 5 million. And then for age, I went for 21 to 60. I kept it pretty broad because I actually have and have worked with a broad spectrum of age ranges. Some of my clients right now are in their late 50s, and I also have clients in their early 20s. So I keep it super broad. And gender, I do all because I work with men and women. But if you work specifically with men or women, you only work with people in a specific age bracket, which I know some of my clients do. Like some of my clients work with men over 40, because they have like a specific health coaching program, for example. So you want to make sure you fill out these details, that are relevant to you. However, the broader you can keep the age and gender, the better if you're going more specific on interests, right? So for me, what matters more is that they're in the industry of coaching and consulting, not their age or their gender, which is why I've kept this broader. Lastly, once you've saved that, it is going to prompt you to set up a budget and duration. I always set this continuously because it's a pain to adjust it again. If you do a set duration, you say like 5 days, it just turns off automatically and then you have to reset the ad up again. So what I do is I just run it continuously because it's really easy to turn it off once you've set it up anyway. You just go into the ad tools and pause it or delete it if you don't want to run it anymore. So I set it up. When you're thinking about daily budget, what I normally do is rather than, especially with a new client, I won't just launch one ad. Usually I'll launch like 2 or 3 different variations that talk about different angles so we can test different angles. And then we'll split the budget three ways, right? So if it's 3 videos and let's say the daily budget initially is like $30 or £30, each video will be $10, so adding up to 30. If your total budget is like $30 and you've got 2 videos, then do it for 15. Or if, like, for whatever reason you're just launching 1 video at the start, then just put all your budget in that video. You can always adjust it later on. So that's kind of how we set that up. Usually I'll let it run for at least 5 days and then review the performance from there. So let's say, for example, I've got 3 videos running. One is getting profile visits for 20 cents and the other 2 are getting profile visits for like 80 cents each. Then I'll probably turn those other 2 off and I'll put all the budget in the one that's performing the best. So that's kind of how I run that. So if you're looking for more control and options with audiences, like one thing you'll find with setting this up on the Instagram app is when you're doing the audiences for the interests specifically, it is going to give you much broader audience options. It's not going to give you as many options. So if you need something that's a bit more specific, then you'll need to do that through the Meta Ads Manager and use the Instagram profile visits objective. I'm not going to go through that in this video. That's something I do with clients. It's a lot more advanced, but for the sake of this, I would keep it broad and do it through the Instagram app. So just to wrap up, what to do next. So once you're getting followers in, if you want to do 2 things really. Like, first of all, you want to send them a valuable resource. So as we pre-framed in the ad, they're following us for a reason. And you can also put this in your profile as well. But we want to send them a valuable resource. And what we do is we use video sales letters for this. And I'm going to do another video on this, so make sure you like and subscribe so you can get access to that. That breaks down the video sales letter process. And then we also want to follow a setting script to qualify them and book them in for a call. So we want to ask them a series of questions, find out where they are, where they're going, send them some resources, and book them in for a call. So if you like and subscribe to get access to the next video, I'm going to show you how to reach out to these new followers and qualify them for your offer. So in the next video, I'm actually going to walk through that script with you. And if you want, you can DM me game plan on Instagram and we can jump on a quick call and map out a custom plan of how to apply this methodology and the entire kind of IG growth funnel to your business to grow it to $1,000 or $2,000 a day within your coaching business, depending on where you're at and what your goals are. Just drop me a message on Instagram and we can set that up. But if not, like the video, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.